Now let's explain the second decision the manager make, which is where to produce in the production function. Let's continue to use our car wash example. If you remember, on that example, we're assuming that we were paying workers $10 and that the hose and the sponge were fixed as a capital, and the only thing you can change is the number of workers. Now, when you have no workers, clearly you cannot make no output. But when you hire one worker, that one worker can use a single sponge and hose to wash one car. So is it worth to actually hire that worker? Well, how much money you make in compared to how much you're paying that worker? Well, that worker allows you to wash one car, which you sold at, well, let's assume that you're gonna charge $10, just to make it simple, for each car. So if you charge $10, that extra car that worker watches, you sell it at $10, so you're making $10 from hiring that worker. How much it costs to hire that worker? Well, it's a wage, right? It costs you $10 to hire. So at the end, the profits you make from that worker is actually zero. We can't make a decision yet. How about if you hire two workers? Well, when you hire two workers, now you can actually wash three cars because you become a lot more efficient. So that second worker added two cars to the production, which you're going to sell for $10. So you're going to make $20 as a result of hiring that second worker. You're going to pay that worker $10. So clearly you're going to make a profit of $10. So you have a choice between 0 and 10. You probably can choose 10. So you should definitely hire the second worker. How about a third worker? Well, let's say that the third worker actually doesn't make that much of improvement in production because now the third worker has to wait to use the hose and the sponge. So he increases the output, let's say, to 4. Well, how much additional value that third worker has? Well, it creates one more additional car, which you're going to sell at $10. So that brought $10 in revenue. You're still going to pay $10 to that third worker, so that third worker really did not add any profit. So you have a choice between 0 workers, 1 worker, 2 workers, or 3 workers. It seems like the best choice is to hire 2 workers and you're making $10 of profit. So it's a very simple example, kind of give you what the rule is for where in the production function to produce or how many workers to hire in the short run. In the short run, you're going to hire as many workers to make it worthwhile the wage you pay those workers. So if you pay those workers a wage, what you want is to receive a revenue from the marginal product of those workers that is at least equal to that. And we're going to call that the value of the marginal product of labor. All right? The value of the marginal product of labor is going to be the additional revenue that hiring the extra worker brings. You remember, we calculate that in here, right? So what we were doing there is essentially doing taking the marginal product of labor and multiply it by the price. So now, as we said in one of the classes at the beginning of the semester, we have a really nice demand for labor that is based on the two important things in the short run: the price, how much you sell the product, and also the productivity of the worker. If the demand for your product increases, you're probably going to increase the number of workers you hire. And if the productivity of your workers increases, you're probably also going to increase the number of workers you hire.